Hello, good afternoon. This is 12th of August 2020. LPG crew management options 14 crew. We have under the Spanish flag and the flag of convenience, for example, 900,000 euro each for the Spanish flag, and the flag of convenience it is 864,000 dollars. Why is it so interesting, the Spanish flag regarding the flag of convenience? Because the stability of the top four, we could have, say, at 5,000 euros on off captain, which altogether is 10,000. But with the advantage of the social security and the pension and these unemployment, sanitary assistance, the whole Spanish social security, which is the best in the world. I'm not saying the politicians, which are the worst in the world, but the doctors and the nurses and the hospitals are the best in the world. And it is strategically situated. Don't forget that the ships are close to the hospitals and close to the sanitary systems and employment and the pension. Plus, also the pension plan will have for the officers a reduction of 50% time employed. Therefore, if I need to get a pension, say 45 years working, for example, then a merchant officer just needs 50% of that, only being employed 22.5 years, which in reality, if it is sailing 11, which is half of 22.5, then it is 11.25 years. So if you are sailing 11.25 years, you have the right of someone that has been working 45 years ashore. So if you start to calculate, and this is your great aim to be retired at 55, the Spanish flag is your place. So if we have European under this system, then applies to all of them. Therefore, it is very interesting system to sell and market, do marketing to officers so that we have them in the long term. And should that be the case, that is the same situation as they do LNGs. So LPG, it is a great advantage towards this. For example, in LNG, they are paying 6.6K per month. Here, my proposal is 5K per month. It can be negotiated because if it is a very large gas carrier, not of 14 crew, but of, let's say, 25 crew, then we can negotiate also close to the LNG, which would be something like 6.3 perhaps, which is 12,600 euros per month per captain, and this would make very competitive situation for the very large gas carrier, because the stability for me is the most important point in the top four. If we can go the top eight, it is even better. But we don't need to go the 1-1 system for the top, say, the seconds and the thirds. We don't have to go that way. So anyway, and then chief engineer would be around the same 5,000 euros on off. The advantage with the flag of convenience is that we have $11,500 for the captain and the chief engineer. So roughly is the same, but as I mentioned, the great difference is that the retirement is 50% the time employed, and also that it is a 50% income tax advantage, plus the owner have 90% social security grant, which is a huge advantage for this employment situation, very transparent. And in reality, you are taking for a 3% tax the whole social system, social security, retirement, pension, unemployment, sanitary assistance, the whole system, and it is a great advantage for supporting to have the crew. Also, the Spanish flag will be strategically in the middle of the, say, economic, geopolitical 50% of the world. Therefore, it will be a strategic Spain in the future also, and having Spanish officers very close by, for example, in this situation of coronavirus, You have seen that having local crew to local ships and local trade, it is very important. It is the door to Europe, and this is something that we must not forget about. Now, the ratings, most of the crew management companies have Filipinos in a flag of convenience. For the same cost, we have Hondurans. Now we have a big problem, this coronavirus. In Honduras, we are able to make the reliefs. Nowadays, we have a couple of flights per week to Spain. And the Filipinos also, we are able to make, even with this coronavirus, the reliefs. It was quite complicated in the past, but we can grant reliefs under these circumstances. The tendency in the future is to have multinational crews under LPG so that we don't have to stick to one policy, say European officers and ratings Filipinos. The tendency nowadays with this coronavirus is to have multinational United Nations crewing, and the reason for us being a specialist in LPG is because we can supply two employers, one employer in Panama, another one in Singapore. It is very interesting for a fleet of 30 ships, 40 ships to diversify the risk of employer. No one ever before had diversified this risk, but soon probably the flags will become disruptive, and the flags will become more responsible for the health of the employees and their country. Therefore, I think it is going to be very interesting to have diversified employer. Also in Spain, we have in Bilbao and also in Canarias, because we discovered the Spanish sandwich and the VAT and the JIC, which are very important taxes in the shipping now, 21% and 7% respectively, can be eliminated by doing this famous sandwich. And if it is international trade, it does not apply this VAT or JIC. But if it is local trade, and in the future the LNG could be so for bunker, for example, not LPG, but yes, LNG. But anyway, this kind of VAT situation also we have two employers, so we can eliminate this tax. And having four employers does give us this diversification, so that in case of any problems, we can switch from one company to another. Most of the flag of convenience ships under mm, Spain today are going towards Madeira, also Cyprus. We recommend very much Cyprus because it's the fastest, let's say, country towards bureaucracy. Malta is very bureaucratic, and so Madeira, it is also quite bureaucratic. We are also fighting today to have a CTA. CTAs is company tariff agreements. In the past, a lot of companies used to call them CBAs, company bargaining agreement, but we have gotten to that, say, CTA in order to clarify the standard enlistment contract conditions with social security and so on for all the seafarers. The wages of the LPG crew now are going down considerably in the rating side. Before we used to have, say, $1,800 for a Navy. Now we are going down 1,600. Why? Because supply demand, there is a huge amount of seafarers that have not been able to join the ships. And even now, it is a great possibility that we could negotiate these terms and conditions in the benefit of the ship owner. In the short term, I believe it is going to be the case, as this virus will stay for at least until next year, December. So unfortunately, we will have these tensions towards wages going down. We are disrupting digital company Candina, and we are able to provide these direct crewing systems, digital to ship owners. We are improving constantly into that. This $864,000, it is now, let's say, perhaps 20% less. We could be, say, $800,000 for team crew. If your company would like to have some kind of tailor-made budget, we would be very happy to work today towards this. And if we did have a fleet of about, say, 20 LPGs, our fees would be around 2% of the total crewing cost. So it does make us very disruptive, very competitive, and direct relationship in the long term. Candina over 100 years with the ship owner. This is very interesting and very long term commitment towards the key performance indicators and the stability of the crew. We can take over your crew as is. We have special agreements in Filipinas, $30 per month fee. We have very good database, over 100,000 seafarers and growing. We have a very good digital image. You can see these videos. And if you have any questions and any queries, we can also recommend that you can read our corporate social responsibility books. And we are also members of International Maritime Employers Council, whereby we use the standard frame enlistment contract used by all the international companies in all the different ships. And we would very much like to hear from you, dear ship owner, and send you a proposal for your fleet of ships. Hoping to have a very long-term relationship. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Bye.